Good morning, this is Jack from Charting Markets Crypto, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Monday, the 18th of November. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Okay, quite an interesting setup this morning, actually, because I was talking on Friday about, obviously, the breakup here, which I was thinking was a flag, but wasn't a particularly well-formed one, but was likely to end up in the same result, which was a retest of this high here at 93.5k. Looking at Solana, we had now we could be forming a larger flag here, and maybe see a lower low down here, 86,000, 85,000, maybe set up a decent trend line and then go back up and retest the high. On Solana, we had a nice looking triangle, which I have to say didn't follow my arrows exactly. It's always nice when it does do that, but it often doesn't. But you can see that we had obviously the end of the D wave, we had the E wave, and then we went up and made the triangle target, which is a minimum retest of 225.38. Now, I've drawn in an idealized trend line here, which would be a very nice one to see hit. And we haven't quite hit that yet, but I would say that we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fix that hasn't reached the target yet. We've got a possible RSI 14 sell signal brewing, which is probably fixing now or has already fixed. And we've got a daily chart where, hang on, wait a second, is that daily? Or, yeah, that's daily, right, okay. Daily chart, we've got possible RSI 14 and RSI 5 sell signals brewing. There is a fair amount of negative divergence here, and I'm expecting to see a retracement short term, and then we will see what happens afterwards. But obviously, I've still got a pretty firm target and a retest of the all-time high at 259.95. Now, looking at Ethereum, we had a very nice flag as well. That one has been going a little slower. And this one, we have come back up. We've broken up through the flag resistance, and it looks like it wants to see a retest of the low, and that could be the second low of a double bottom when we get there. Equally, we could be forming an alternate flag. And hang on, sorry, I'm just going to draw that in. And if we were doing that, do we have a very obvious trend line for where it would be going? Hang on. Not particularly, no. Hang on a second. I'm just looking at the options. Nothing compelling. But what we may well be doing is forming a double bottom here to take this back up into the high retest. So they've all diverged since Friday morning, where basically it was just bull flags all around. The one here, I think this is a larger bull flag forming. Ethereum, I'm leaning towards this being a wedge which has broken up and setting up a retest this low. Solana is the most interesting because, of course, it's made the target. And set up quite a bit of negative divergence. 15-minute fixed here. This is an RSI 14 60-minute sell signal fixed here, and we've got daily sell signals brewing. I'm not expecting to see a big high in this area. I'm expecting this to go higher. And really, on Solana, I'd like to see a retest of this high here at all-time high at 259.95. On Ethereum, I would like to see a retest of the, I think this is, yeah, definitely the all-time high at 48.65. But on the way there, we need to get to, and this is the first target and the one I would like to see made before Christmas. I'd like to see us get up into declining resistance and stroke possible flag resistance, although this was a little deep as retracements go. But possible flag resistance, which is up here in about the 37.30 area. That's where I would like to see this get to. I'm expecting short-term highs to be retested on both Ethereum and Solana, and of course we've already seen it, Ethereum and Bitcoin, and of course we've already seen it on Solana. So we shall see how that goes. All right, great. Let's have a look at questions, and I'm just going to do a quick recap. All right, Sol, I have to say there's a lot of negative divergence here. We've got the old RSI 14 sell signal on the 15-minute. We've got a new RSI 14 sell signal on the 60-minute, and we've got a lot of negative divergence on the daily chart. That's a lot suggesting here that we're going to see at least some downside short term. And when you look at the other two charts, Bitcoin, I'm leaning towards seeing this being a larger flag forming and maybe getting down into the 85, 86,000 area. And on Ethereum, it really looks as though it should be retesting this low here at 3014. So there's a fair amount to suggest that they're all going to go down in the very short term, and then we'll see whether this finds support or heads a bit lower. Bitcoin could do the same, although really I'd be leaning towards finding support really at the lowest in the 85,000 area. I'm not really seeing a case for lower. So I think we're probably forming larger bullish setups to take this higher. And where those targets are, less obvious on Bitcoin, because on Bitcoin, we're in blue sky territory already. I don't really have any trend lines to work with, but it's pretty obvious where we're going on the others. Solana, we've got Flag has already made target at 209.86, but we've got a compelling target up at a retest of the all-time high at 259.95, and I think there's a pretty good case for us making that before Christmas. Ethereum, we should make at least the retest of this level here. I mean, Ethereum's not got the juice of the others, but nonetheless, we saw a very nice move up here, and I'm still thinking this 3720 is a pretty good target. And then after that, 4092, and then we think about whether we're going to see a retest of the all-time high there. We shall see. But I would note that Ethereum has been in relative decline for a while. We saw this move here, and then we saw 4092. And we saw that very big retracement off there. I don't know. I'm wondering. I like the retest of the all-time high, but I have to say, Ethereum is looking relatively weaker all the time against Solana. It may be that it's not going to make the all-time high, but it should at least go somewhat higher than this. We will see, and at least make this 4092.73 retest. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap, guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow, and I'll have everything posted ASAP.